And welcome to another episode of Experts Speak. I am Michael DeLon. Today I'm talking with Russ Buhrdorf. No, Russ Buhrdorf.
There you go.
Put the R in there this time, Russ.
There you go. You did a great job. I'm used to it getting worse than that. You did a fantastic job.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate you being here, Ross. And Ross is he's a seasoned business owner. Started and sold a company we all are familiar with. Then now he's got this thing going called ZenBusiness, which is a platform really to help you start and grow a side hustle or your dream business. And from what little I've poked around on it, it just looks wicked cool. So I can't wait to unpack this and to really understand a little bit more behind it. So Ross, tell me, how in the world did you get to doing what you're doing today?
Well, first of all, Michael, I'm thank you so much for having me on your program. I'm humbled to be here and appreciate it. You know, ZenBusiness started, I've got a career as an entrepreneur. Went to University of Texas and got my computer science degree and kind of immediately jumped into startups and a long career in that. Was a founding CTO at HomeAway that turned into VRBO and sold to Expedia, took it public, did all of that. And, I was too young to retire, so I kind of took a year off. I was kind of cooling off and, I went to the dentist and the doctor, stuff like that, normal people stuff.
Well, this thing we don't have time for, man.
Yeah, since I had some spare time. But that only lasted about 10 months. And then I jumped back into ZenBusiness. And I knew I didn't want to be a CTO anymore. I'd done that my whole career. And so really the only place to go was a CEO. And of course, no one would hire me as a CEO. So I had to do my own thing and just landed in this thing called ZenBusiness. Really felt like there was a need. From the very beginning, Michael, it was always going to be a software as a service, a SaaS business, a subscription business that really was an all-in-one, one-stop shop for small businesses, and I mean, solopreneurs, 10 or less employees is really our sweet spot and really is the bulk of businesses in the world.
Right.
And that's what we focused on. So we do everything. And as I always say, it's that one-stop shop. We wake up every day with one question and one question only: how can we make our customers more successful? So that's what we're focused on, is having them have a great service experience with us and really building or curating or bringing partners together to make small business owners successful. And that's what we live for.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for doing that, because as much as I do, it's hugely needed. I remember reading the E-Myth by Michael Gerber, and most small business owners become that because they're really good at their trade. They start a business and now they understand. What in the world?
That's right.
That's not in your head.
That's right. And so we're constantly in contact with our customers, surveying, really out there with them. And what you find is exactly what you said. Successful, and I will say the very successful folks are the ones that focus on what they love, what they do great, and other people want that. I mean, they're drawn to that. And they don't want to do the taxes, and they shouldn't be doing the taxes, and they shouldn't be doing the website, and they shouldn't be doing the, setting up the email and the domain name and, tracking the invoices and payments and, building the logo, all of that, and the banking, all of the financial services. We have that all in one spot. So we handle as one customer we were interviewing, he says, "Oh my goodness, ZenBusiness handles all the ucky stuff. So I can go do, I can do the rest of it." And that's what we handle all the ucky stuff so that you can go off and make money, because that's what you should be doing. And it's what we find there too, Michael, is that this is a very vulnerable spot for these folks, right? Because they feel like, oh, I got to know all this stuff. This is a huge pain in the butt. And so we're very sensitive to making sure that they feel comfortable that we make them feel comfortable, that we make sure that they're handled 100%. We will bend over backwards to make sure that everyone gets what they need to get up and running.
I think that's great. Thanks for doing that, because business owners are there. I think well, they have lots of challenges. Number one, they chase the shiny objects that are being dangled by all the coaches and consultants who, I can help you be a 6, 7, 8-figure business, and they chase those things instead of coming to a Zen business with seasoned professionals who've actually done this thing a few times, and have people that can work with you to say, let's take it kind of a step at a time, and you may not need that webinar platform. Right?
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I think a big part of it is, the number one concern of folks getting into it is really taking that leap. And I'm writing a book about this, and some of the myths that we go after, Michael, is, oh, I have to be a genius in this part of, in whatever field I'm going into. I have to be a genius. I have to know everything about, finances. I have to know everything about accounting. And that's just not the case. What you need to do is, one is be competent in the area that you want to focus on, because that's important for people to buy into and buy your service. You've got to establish that value exchange with your customer, and make sure you're delivering that. And I don't want to overplay this, but people come to me and say, hey, what's the most important thing? And I said, the most important thing is to get people to pay you. So that's it. I mean, if you can get someone to give you money for your product or service, then that's it. All the other stuff, you can work out later, because that's the hardest thing. And I really, a big theme in my book, and what we try to do at Zen Business, follow an ethos, is really about honesty and truth. And the truth is that companies fail for two reasons. One is they run out of money, that's a hard one. And that they don't have a value proposition. There's no, market for what they're selling, or that's too expensive, or they're off the mark. And so you need to solve, one is make sure you have enough money. It doesn't take a lot to get up and running, very little, but you immediately got to go out there and get people to give you money, their hard-earned money, for what you're selling. And so that's what we push. And then just follow that ethos all the way through of as I say, following the truth. Okay. They bought your product. Would they buy another product? Talk to them. What do they not like about this product? What do they like?
Yeah. Doing that research is building the relationship there. The other thing I really love about what you're putting together with Zen Business is it is that one place shop, but it has the component of it that a business owner can go there, and I'm going to say the after effects, or maybe the side effects, are better relationships with your family. Because you probably know the numbers better than I do, but not only do businesses fail, but marriages fail and families fail, because you're putting so much of your time, effort, and energy on the business.
Yeah.
I'm just have to believe Zen Business is going to help solve that, because you've got everything in one place, but you have the wisdom and the counsel and the people.
That's right. That's right. And I mean, I think there's a couple things in there. Absolutely. Our goal is to make this simpler and cheaper, and all integrated. And I'll give you an example. I've got a dear friend. He's also my trainer and my golf coach, and I'm over at his gym in his garage, and I said, hey, Bobby, if I drop one of these barbells on my toes, I'm likely to sue you. You need to go to Zen Business and make sure you've got an LLC to protect you. And so anyhow, he went through that process, and he needed to do that. And then he asked me one day, he says, hey, listen, I want to use my bank. I know you guys have a banking solution, and I want to use my bank down the road. I said, great. We integrate with your bank, any bank, just go down there and get it all set up, and we'll connect to it. And he said, well, now what do I have to do to get my bank account set up down at that bank? I said, well, you're going to have to print out your articles of incorporation. You're going to have to set up an appointment. You're going to have to go down there and fill out a bunch of paperwork. And and then, they'll usually get back to you in a day or so and get you set up. And then he said, well, what do I have to do on your platform on ZenBusiness? Well, you have to answer one question and hit a button. And he said, oh, I think I'll do that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it really makes the point, Michael, is that, having that all integrated and to your point, really to answer your question head on, the biggest challenge that small business owners have is time.
Yes.
And if we can save them time, then that gives them more time with their family, more time with their pursuits, whatever those are. And it makes them clearer headed and more focused on their business. So they're not worried about, getting the taxes in on time or getting the accounting or getting the invoice paid, et cetera. We've got that all, or updating the website, whatever, we've got that all covered.
Wow. That's amazing. I hope so. I want my audience just to stop and rewind and just re-listen to that last 3 or 4, 5 minutes, because there's so much there that you just unpacked that business owners struggle with all the time, right?
Yeah.
And they don't know where to go.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you'll go someplace, we get clients and prospects all the time who have a terrible message because they're not marketers. They're plumbers, they're accountants, they're CPAs, whatever. We come in and help them with a great message. Well, I can't help them with accounting. I can't help them with legal stuff, but ZenBusiness puts all of those resources under one place so that when you need that next thing, you're not looking on social media to find out who's hawking it. You're going to a trusted resource, so saving your time. The trust aspect, I think, Ross, I really want to emphasize here because I love what you do. I just met you, but I already love you because you're one of those guys you don't have to do this, dude. You've made the money. You could retire in Tahiti, but that would kill you because you're an entrepreneur. You've got to be doing something that adds value. And you've created this really cool thing. So when I work with people who don't need my business, the trust level is already higher because you're not trying to squeeze me into your bank. You just kind of built a really simple solution to make it easier for me. And so it's time, it's trust. It allows me to leverage my talents out in the marketplace to get more money, to generate more profit, to live the life that I wanted to.
That's right. That's right.
Does that all make sense?
Yeah, it does. And I think, thanks for all of that, Michael. That's very gracious of you. I tell everyone and folks I mentor and our team members, I said, and we're a virtual company, so we're all over the place. We're in your state, 17 countries, and I think 35 states now. So we're a virtual company. But I say, listen, there's clearly no lack of money in the world. If you're worried about, there's not enough money in the world, there's not any lack of money. I mean, Elon Musk moved to Austin, and I'm just like, there's no lack of money in the world. So don't worry about that. And there's nothing wrong with money. You can do great things with money, and when we all should. So that's not the issue. The issue is, can I get out there, be my own boss? We've done survey work. It's in the book I'm writing. Folks are happier as entrepreneurs. They're in control of their own destiny. They actually don't, they have as much time or more time than when they were working for someone else, and they're less stressed also. I think there's stressful times. I don't want to be Pollyannic, getting up and running. We help you do that, and growing the business and modifying your message, but I mean, with help from guys like you, Michael, you can get help to do that.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that we put out there is, you really do need to get good mentors, good advisors. People want to help you. People want you to be successful, and it's out there. I think you just have to take that leap. Mark Cuban is our spokesperson, and Mark gives some good advice, and I agree with it, by the way. You shouldn't just someday, hey, I've got this idea, I'm quitting my job, let's go start a business and hope that the mortgage gets paid. Don't do that. Please don't. I don't advise that. If you've now if you're a plumber or an electrician and you know that there's a lot of business, you can do that. But even then, you want to gradually go into it, start it out as a side hustle. And then once you see it's taken off, then go in wholehearted, and that's the way to do these things so that you're not overstressing yourself or being, crazy or over dramatic. I mean, and that's the story I like to tell is when we went up and did we bought VRBO, and I was up there talking to Dave Klaus, and his wife were the two founders, and we're up there sitting in their living room, and this guy, he's a great guy. And I said, Dave, when did you leave your regular day job and do VRBO full time? And he said, well, Ross, he said, when we were getting 2 full price subscriptions a day, I'd calculated the amount, that's when I could quit, and that's when he quit doing VRBO. And then, we bought it for a fortune, and Dave made a bunch of money on it, and he's just a wonderful guy. So I think that's the kind of thing you should get going as an entrepreneur. But don't sweat that. Go to people that can help you. Go to advisors that can help you, and you don't have to know everything. I think you just have to be hardworking and paying attention.
That's right. Yeah. And putting people around you who maybe do know some of those things. So, I mean, you mentioned an LLC. I can't tell you how many business owners I know who are running a business who don't have an LLC. And I'm like, dude, call an attorney. Can't afford one. It's like, no, you actually can't afford not to have one. You put that into the portal. It's there. Yeah. And it's just, sometimes it's these little things. Do you have enough insurance? Do you have this? Business owners we don't want to deal with it. So we stick our head in the sand, and ZenBusiness can help you out. So
that's right.
If you're a business owner, small business owner, if you know somebody who wants to start a business, ZenBusiness I think is the place to go to check it out. It's everything you need to be successful in one place. It's just brilliant. I love the idea. Ross, what's the best place? Is that the best place for people to go and
I think that just go to ZenBusiness.com and get started there. And we've got chat and phone and everything. If you have questions, just holler at us. We'll get back to you. And the process is pretty simple, and we're here to help and make you successful. That's our goal. And, and I think that really is, is our major, ethos here, is that when you talk to these people, Mike, they can bring tears to your eyes. I mean, we give out grants also. So you can apply for a grant, and the grants are awarded by a committee that's made up of employees that, has changing membership, so we're really trying to give the most for the folks that need it the most and are the most worthy that apply. So we help out people. We did a lot during the pandemic, and we're a public benefits corp. So we're really focused on making the world a better place. It needs all the help it can get right now. And, so that's the reward. There's nothing wrong with making money. That's what keeps us in business. But people are unhappy with working at, other places where it's unclear whether they have a secure job. And we know in this day and age, they don't have a secure job.
They really don't. And the greatest security you have is really in your own ability to create and generate income for your family at the end of the day. And ZenBusiness makes it really, really super simple, especially with all of the, contractors that are out there now. I mean, your business is virtual. My business is virtual. We have a lot of 1099ers out there who may really need to have their own business. They just don't know how or where. ZenBusiness.com is your place to go.
That's right.
Super simple. Man, Ross, thank you. Thanks for being my guest. You're amazing for doing that and just sharing the expertise, but for putting this together, we hear about marketplaces all the time to find, 1099 people to do something, to find homes, to find transportation. You've put together a platform where business owners can find success.
I love it. I love it.
Thanks for being my guest, brother.
Thanks.